the inception of the program, the safety program, was an interesting experience for me. I remember that Raoul and a couple of other people at L'Oréal reached out to me to probe whether I could contribute something to the program. At the time, I was a professor at INSEAD, and my initial reaction was, well, I'm not a safety expert. I'm not sure I can do anything useful for you. But Raoul wanted to look into some of the contents and the material. I was interested in risk, but not necessarily as it applies to safety, but how do we measure risk? How do we understand risk? And I think Raoul had a very good appreciation for the contributions that the literature in behavioral science and cognitive science could make to safety. So here I was. I was convinced by the design team to sort of put something together, and by successive iterations, it became, you know, the program. I mean, my session became what it is today. And I really want to credit Raoul, Malcolm, Nathalie Carlecto at the time for their help, for their vision. And I remember very much that initial meeting with Raoul we were in a large meeting, and he was going around the table asking everybody in a nutshell, what's your message? What do you talk about? What's your expertise, or what do you have to contribute? And I thought that was very helpful because I could hear out what other people also were going to do. And I think that from there was some kind of sorting and decision-making made, and I was in, and still in today. Well, working with Raoul was kind of interesting. I did not interact with him a lot, but it was, you know, kind of a continuous over time. Raoul was very dedicated, I think, to the contents of the program and making this a success, obviously. And I remember whenever he would travel, he took like perhaps a sabbatical year or 1 year or a semester off, and for pursuing maybe writing up a thesis, and he visited universities in the US. And I remember that he kept me aware of his progress. He wrote email once in a while, sharing an article. I will write back, sometimes also sharing an article. So we had kind of I would say, a academic type of exchange and relationship, and that was very nice. And to some extent, unexpected for me, because that's the kind of interaction I have with my faculty colleagues, but not necessarily with people coming from the corporate world that sort of engage a little more deeply there than usual. So very, very nice, and very thoughtful person, I thought. I believe the success of the program is really due to the relentless focus on good content and updating content, and just looking at the feedback, the cohesion through the program. Everyone in the program being aware of what other people contribute. So there could be, a holy grail, there could be a linkages made, complementarity. So I think the success of the program has been, we'd like to flatter ourselves by saying, oh, we are great instructors, but I think we have good content, and we have good content because all those, Raoul and others have been looking into it, and, have been very instrumental in designing and in fine-tuning that content. I think content is key. Well, Raoul, I hope, I'm sure you're doing, you're putting your heart and mind into your next endeavors of if I understand, of winemaking and travailler la vigne. I'm sure you're putting the same mind and heart into it as you've done for the program and other parts of your work. So I have no doubt that this will be a great success, very rewarding for you, I hope, and enjoy it. And I hope to visit you sometime down south. I'm from the south myself, as we exchanged before. So very much looking forward to paths crossing again, maybe just around a glass of wine.